August 22, 2023, could radically transform everything for the American financial system. In today's video, I'm going to break down the BRICS countries are meeting today, tomorrow, and Thursday, and I'm going to show you something at the end that should give you a little bit of chills if you're in America. Now America has had the dollar dominance for a very, very long time. And I highly recommend you send this to a family member if anybody's struggling with understand what's happening with the transition and why there's so many distractions. This is why anytime there's a radical transformation and a need of transformation, when they've gone too far in the economic system and they can't correct it, they create distractions. I've shared with you guys, we are probably going to war with China. That's why we sent arms over to Taiwan. So this is what's going to happen. This is my prediction. Don't make any financial moves based on this, as they are ready to move in a new type of currency worldwide, not just in America. You're going to see a blockchain technology, you're going to see a bag of currencies. One being this one right here is the BRICS Pay. The G20 will create their own, and then you'll see a central bank digital currency that will all be connected, and there'll be no borders anymore. What I mean by that is you won't go up into the SWIFT system. It'll be all interconnected through a blockchain, and money will move at the speed of light. The middle class will get wiped out, moved down to the working poor. There'll be poor and very, very, very wealthy. This is nothing new under the sun. So if you take a look at this video, DW News, the BRICS, Emerging Counterweight and Multipolar World, I'm going to play 4 minutes of his video, and then I recommend you go check out this video. He does a really great job of breaking this down.
Global financial system.
Okay, so see how they keep pausing when they say that she's like, we're trying to kind of like how we are diversifying outside of the Western financial system. Remember the video I sold you just in the recent past of the gentleman saying we're done being bullied by America in the West?
Lack of unity, lack of cohesion, mutual suspicion, all these things are very much there within BRICS.
The application of even more countries wanting to join signifies that there's something that the BRICS is doing right.
Despite hurdles, this group has been working together for 15 years now,
raising concerns in the
15 years. Bitcoin's inception was 15 years ago in 2009. At the exact same time, the BRICS was created, and it's been said by 2 billionaires if we understood who created Bitcoin, it would blow our minds.
West.
Ironically, the seeds for BRICS were sown at a US investment bank. In 2001, an economist at Goldman Sachs pointed out the fast growth rates in Brazil, Russia, India and China, coining the acronym BRIC. Even though their economies have slowed down since, these countries took the idea and ran with it. What they created is not an international organization, but a platform for cooperation and exchange between the governments. In this way, it's similar to G7, the group of the most developed countries. BRIC leaders gathered for the first time in 2009, shortly after the start of the global financial crisis. South Africa joined.
So they came together as America collapsed the financial system with our bad policies and our bad management of the banks. Right. So they're like, F this man. We're coming together, Brazil, India, Russia, China, and South Africa. And now you're going to see Saudi Arabia is working to join, and many other countries are working to join. That's what the discussion is later.
2 years later, adding the S to BRICS.
The global financial crisis really made members of the emerging market, members of the global south, started to question the relevance and the trustworthiness and the credibility of the US-led global financial system.
Dominance. Okay, so very important. So after 2008 crisis, we all just saw, we're done. We went back and, then 2012 we started with the Obama plan, which turned the printing machine on full blast. So remember, BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, was tapped to balance out the markets. We call it the fourth arm of the government. Right? And 2020 BlackRock was tapped to balance out the markets. Everybody outside of probably most Americans are watching this. There's people with a call of a world, but people aren't favoring America anymore. Guys, this is something that's very important, and I'm talking to you from a financial perspective. America is being downgraded right now. Okay. It doesn't mean we have to be downgraded, but we can make moves right now. You waiting for Trump to come back, or a savior to come back, or DeSantis to take over. It does not save you. There is no president coming to save you.
Of the US and Europe in institutions like the World Bank and International Monetary Fund, both based in Washington, D.C., particularly draws criticism from BRICS.
One cannot deny that the global system now is characterized by some unfairness, no equality between countries of the developing South and countries of the developed North.
There are deep shortcomings in the current international architecture, which does not reflect today's politics, economics, demographics, and aspirations.
This imbalance is illustrated by a comparison with the G7 group: Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States.
Whereas the G7 makes up 10% of the global population, BRICS countries are home to 41% of all the people in the world.
But still, some 43% of the world's GDP is concentrated in the G7 countries, whereas BRICS account for over a quarter of the world's economy.
The BRICS module merits our attention for its significant implications. I encourage you to invest time in studying it, as I'll now elucidate its core objectives. Foremost among these goals is the pursuit of equilibrium within global markets. A palpable weariness has emerged concerning the prevailing dominance of the United States and its practices of exerting influence through the international monetary system. To elucidate further, the act of elevating interest rates has a detrimental impact on the stability of their currencies, resulting in profound upheaval. It is against this backdrop that the BRICS nations have convened in South Africa today. Their collective ambition is to counterbalance the pronounced sway of Western powers. This pursuit encapsulates the essence of the matter, irrespective of personal alignment with the narrative. An illuminating case study emerges from the events following Russia's intervention in Ukraine. The United States intervened by extending substantial financial support to Ukraine. This narrative is emblematic of a broader transformation that is underway. It is important to recall our previous exploration of Ray Dalio's insights, which resonate with the ongoing paradigm shift. The present juncture bears witness to an epochal transition towards a novel global currency framework, anticipated to define the economic landscape for the forthcoming century. This presents a transformative opportunity for securing the financial future of one's family. It is, however, imperative to underscore the necessity of diversification. Relying exclusively on a solitary system is an approach fraught with risk. The BRICS consortium is exploring the concept of introducing a currency backed by gold, a pivotal aspect of their trajectory. Moreover, the narrative expands, involving Saudi Arabia's contemplation of diversifying its currency trade beyond the ambit of the US dollar. The potential ramifications for the USD warrant analysis, yet I offer 3 reasons for restrained concern. The prevailing consensus articulated by Janet Yellen, Jerome Powell, and President Biden assures the robustness of the economy. Despite the recent downgrade in credit rating and the vulnerabilities faced by regional banks, an optimistic stance prevails. The resilience of the job market, despite its recent contraction, bears the imprint of these mitigating factors. It is, however, undeniable that surging interest rates and erratic bond yields are adversely impacting liquidity within financial institutions, accentuating the vulnerability of several banks. The impending question is how the capital markets will weather this tumultuous phase. The tenuous status of the stock market's overvaluation is poised for scrutiny. The curtailment of monetary expansion, alongside the abrupt escalation of interest rates, has triggered corporate distress and escalated bankruptcy occurrences within the S&P index. The urgency for clarity regarding one's retirement portfolio is self-evident, as many unknowingly allocate substantial portions to a 401k influenced by these volatile conditions. Prudent financial stewardship necessitates introspection, particularly considering disparities between expenditures like acquiring a $50,000 vehicle on a $30,000 income, compounded by extended financing arrangements. A discerning evaluation of our financial dynamics is overdue. Once such an understanding is established, diversification assumes paramount importance. The evolution towards a more propitious financial standing necessitates a transition from liabilities to assets, facilitating progression to the profitable quadrant of the cash flow quadrant. This pivotal juncture unveils the concept of BRICS Pay, an innovative, decentralized, multi-currency digital international payment system. It caters inclusively to diverse nations, currencies, and humanity at large. A staggering 3 billion individuals, constituting 42% of the global populace, find representation in this initiative. Such discernment elucidates the rationale behind Kamala Harris's proactive engagement with South Africa, indicative of a pursuit to integrate their population into on-demand liquidity, as I term it. Encompassing an expanse of 40 million square kilometers and accounting for 30% of the world's landmass, this collective holds a commanding $24 trillion in US dollars, contributing significantly to the global GDP and fostering formidable export-import dynamics. BRICS Pay introduces principles advantageous for expatriates, fusing conventional payment systems with cutting-edge innovations like central bank digital currencies, decentralized finance, and tokenized assets. Security of financial resources lies at the heart of this endeavor. BRICS Pay's outreach extends to corporations, citizens, participating states, and the broader global landscape, within established and emerging payment frameworks. Decentralization and interoperability are integral, underpinning justice, equal rights, inclusivity, responsibility, efficiency, security, transparency, and sustainability. The structural blueprint of this project is both comprehensive and nuanced, elucidating its operation and progress through the network. The financial messaging system, including SWIFT protocols, is a pertinent reference point. The prolonged discourse regarding ISO 20000 acquires tangible manifestation, refuting detractors who dismissed it as mere conjecture. A comprehensive ecosystem emerges before us, eliminating room for denial. Trusting uninformed individuals, whether it be a relative or a financial advisor, is inadequate in this intricate financial landscape. The unswerving adoption of cryptocurrencies by prominent financial institutions underscores the transformational potential of blockchain technology and distributed ledger systems. Curiously, experts who disparage these advancements are unknowingly integrating them into their operational frameworks. The foresight demonstrated by figures like Jamie Dimon and Larry Fink attests to the impending paradigm shift. Observing the orchestrated actions of the BRICS nations further underscores this transition. The culmination of efforts witnessed today was set into motion with precision, foreseen by astute individuals who navigated complex financial dynamics to bring about tangible changes. As the era of central bank digital currencies beckons, a poignant query emerges: can the BRICS nations idly allow the United States to adopt such a currency without contestation? Our stance must be resolute. Relying on the intervention of external figures to secure our future is untenable. The absence of a savior compels introspection, as esteemed institutions such as the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund face scrutiny under the scrutiny of BRICS. In conclusion, the incongruities within the current global framework are glaring, as the disparity between emerging southern nations and established northern economies becomes increasingly pronounced. This incongruence remains evident when juxtaposing the G7 countries, comprising Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States, with BRICS. While the G7 constitutes a mere 10% of the global populace, the BRICS consortium accommodates a staggering 41%. Similarly, a substantial 43% of the global GDP is concentrated within G7 economies, a proportion markedly surpassed by BRICS, representing over a quarter of the world's economy. The endeavor of BRICS is intrinsically tied to addressing these incongruities and ushering in a recalibrated global financial order. This substantial endeavor, which has been incubating for an extended period, necessitates introspection regarding the role each individual will play in shaping the unfolding narrative. The power to sculpt one's financial trajectory rests firmly in our hands. The sequential steps, initiating a budget, reorienting from materialistic inclinations, and pragmatic assessment of vehicular acquisitions, profoundly influence financial standing. Further augmenting cash flow and diversifying investments, with prudent considerations for precious metals like silver and gold, serves as a cornerstone strategy embraced by an informed community. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated.